Hey guys, welcome back to Invest, where we teach you how to be a better quant. Today, I just want to go over do more of an introduction than I've done previously. So far, we've done, some episodes about what the news of the day is. We've tried to do some other, more generalized content. But today, just want to go over the basics, what we do, what our goals are, and kind of lay that groundwork. So, invest. Uh, Stylized as I.nve.st. At our core, what we are is we are an algorithmic trading platform. Right now, what we do is pretty much exclusively trading stocks. We have a way for you to connect your brokerage account to us, and we can execute trades on your behalf. The way that works, we get our whole system is set up on a centralized location. It goes through, looks at all the available stocks, and trades based on the algorithm that we've programmed in. What else can I really say about that? At its, core, the algorithm is a sort of trend-following algorithm, but we also do some kind of speculation. One of the things that I really built into it was a way to find the bottom of a dip. And that's kind of the core of where a lot of our money is made. So we do the trend following, and it makes steady money. But of course, when there's a market downturn, like we're seeing right now, what our bot does is it will find where it thinks the bottom of it is and start buying that dip right at the bottom as soon as it realizes, hey, it looks like things are starting to change. It looks like we're seeing a little bit better outcomes, and it started doubling down on that dip. And that's something that we kind of saw on Friday. So I don't know if you were following the stock market on Friday, but Friday was a good look at this, where it initially started going really far down, and then about noon, it started to tilt back up. And right at that, at the bottom of that tilt, once it started to recover just a little bit, I think it was at its bottom, the S&P 500 is down about 1%. Once it got about 2.75, the stock market was like, hey, we noticed over the last few days, the entire stock market was kind of flat. It's been dipped down a little bit more, but we think it's starting to recover. It's recovering on the shorter terms. Looking at the long terms, it's looking like it's starting to want to recover. So it doubled down on quite a few stocks. Not the entire market, but on a couple of different tickers. And in the future, I think I'm going to do something where we have like a live video feed when the trades are executing, so you can see, hey, this is what we bought, this is what we sold, this is when we bought it, this is when we sold it. But I don't want to give too much information on how our algorithm works, because I don't want people to try to replicate it or reverse engineer it or anything like that. Even if they were to, though, the core of our algorithm fundamentally doesn't change, because the math doesn't change. You can't go from point A to point B without going through A prime. There's an intermediate step where that has to happen, and if you're going to continue going up, well, you have to go through that step anyway. So, our stock bot should theoretically work even if people were to replicate it. I'm sure there's other companies out there that do have similar tools that are doing very much the same thing. I also mentioned in our, what was on Wednesday or Thursday update, that I'm playing around with some AI stuff. So I don't know, I think I mentioned it before. I am at my core a software engineer. I love math as a topic. I love learning about it. I love implementing it. And you'd think this is more of a data science realm, but nowadays the lines are beginning to be a little bit more blurred between data science and engineers. So, needless to say, one of the things I'm working on now is a way to help me I come up with new ideas on what could be good in the future and implement those for back testing. One of the things is, I've got a whole bunch of different things I look at, but of course there's always an opportunity for more things that I haven't thought of. So the first thing I did over the past weekend, even though I did release a video, was I was working on a tool to refactor my code, make it a little bit more optimized, a little bit faster, and go and add documentation where, obviously, when I was doing rapid prototyping, I didn't add the documentation in there. And I don't know if you've ever been a software engineer, you know, documentation is the worst part of the job. Nobody likes to do it, but it is kind of a necessary evil because you need to know what you've done in the past, and having the ability to go back and read very clearly what is going on, especially with some deeper parts of the algorithm. It's kind of important. I am not using AI to generate the algorithm. I don't want AI to come up with something that's going to hurt people. If I wanted to do something like that, how I would do it would have it generate a base algorithm and then run through the simulations quite a few times, come up with the idea of what the performance would be, and compare it to the baseline. And, loop through a bunch of different parameters to try and do that. But that's kind of a brute force method, and brute forcing is usually not a good thing because you're wasting a lot of compute resources when there's a smaller way to do it. Let's see what else. So yeah, right now we are a algorithmic trading platform, and we are building out additional tools. I think one of the cool things about the AI, the stuff that we're doing, is that it's not just useful for us. We could also build it into like a Visual Studio extension, for example, or we could build it into a program that you can run on your local machine if you wanted to, and sell subscriptions to that if in the future. Obviously, AI is not the cheapest thing, especially when you're going over an entire code base. But for some people, like for me, I can run it locally. It's not that big of a deal. But if you wanted to use it and sign up for a subscription, we could obviously handle that in the future. So it's something to look forward to. Right now, I think I mentioned it before, one of the problems that I ran into last time I opened it up is that I didn't bother to put in a captcha because I'm like, whatever. I'm just kind of using it personally. I don't need to build in a captcha. But if I want to open it up in the future, I'm going to have to kind of do that. So that's something I'm going to do here in the near future. Add reCAPTCHA in for the login, for contact forms, stuff like that, so that we get a whole bunch of bot shit going. And yeah, I think that's kind of the gist of what we're doing here. As far as for the channel, what our goals are is we want to provide people information on the economy while also acknowledging that the economy is kind of shit. Like, so I, politically speaking, we are becoming more and more of an oligarchy, and that's not a good trajectory to go on. And I don't want to blame it on one political party because both parties are guilty of it. You had Hakeem Jeffries from the Democrats coming out and saying, we want our own good billionaires. Well, that's not really solving the problem of an oligarchy if you're still relying on billionaires. It's kind of nonsense. So, it's we're in a tough spot. I built my entire system to try and make it accessible for people that are interested in investing in the stock market, who want to do a little bit more speculation than what index investing would do. Maybe they are, junior tech pros who want to, or just starting their career and want to get their foot in the door, do something a little more trying to beat the market. Maybe they really like looking at the stock charts and stuff like that. So that's what I really wanted to build out, was something where it's a little bit more speculative. You had the opportunity to get more games. You can customize it a little bit, not too much, because I don't want to, overwhelm people. But I also wanted to make it so that ordinary people could use it. I don't want to build out an algorithm for already rich people, because realistically, rich people are probably just going to go to a hedge fund anyway. And I don't want to be like that. That's not what my goals are. And I don't think that should be what the average person's goals are. Hedge funds are there to prevent people from losing money, not to necessarily beat the market. And if you are not a super wealthy person, your goals are probably to earn money for retirement. you're working your ass off, and you don't need to really concern yourself too much with just maintaining wealth when you don't have any wealth to begin with. So, going forward on content on the page, I'm probably going to continue testing stuff out. I really haven't figured out social media all that much. You know, I'm a software engineer. I'm not a very proficient talker, but how to say it? Yeah, I'm exploring content, trying to figure out what's going to get people's attention. I want to draw people into the channel at first. And I don't really want to advertise our website all that much because, I know I don't like it when people fucking give me ads all the fucking time. It's really annoying, and I don't want to do that. I'm not a salesperson. I'm a software engineer. I want to build my shit out, and if people want to hop on, that's perfectly fine. But yeah, I want to educate people on the economy. Sometimes, the content might veer one end of the political spectrum versus another. But hopefully, I build it out enough to where people are keep an open mind and look at the facts of the matter before they make a judgment about which political party is guilty. Because like I said, both parties are guilty. And I try to be apolitical in the sense that I don't want to support one party over the other. So, yeah. I haven't figured out exactly what I want to do with the videos of it. Because really, I think this works, like my ramblings probably work best as a podcast. But, the problem there is that, sometimes people want to have something to look at, especially on YouTube. You kind of need a video on there. Previously, I had just a little video visualizer type of thing. But what I recognize is that a lot of people weren't, tuning in for that long because it wasn't something eye-catching. You need something like Brain Knot, just to keep your eyes busy. So I think, I might just record some video game content or something and then just have that as a video plays. Who knows? I haven't figured it all out yet, but we're gonna keep chugging along and we're gonna keep trying to make some good content for you guys. In the future, I think I'm gonna set up a camera and have me talking to the camera with a couple of clips sprinkled in. I think that's probably gonna work better. I just need to, find a good spot in my house to, set that up so that it's not nonsensical, stupid shit. But yeah, thanks for watching. We'll record this. We'll keep recording stuff, and hopefully I'll come up with another video tomorrow. I'm going over the week and what I think's going to happen in the next week. I would say the next week outlook kind of okay. I think a lot of the volatility kind of got squeezed out this past week with Trump going back and forth with his tariffs. And I don't think he's gonna keep going back and forth in the next week. So I think it's gonna flatten out the insanity a little bit. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe, if you want to stick around for more content.